Hello, everyone out there in Vlogland. Sorry for the break that I've taken, basically, from the last show, The Shaws of Sunset. Really, there hasn't been anything on TV that has really caught my eye. I made a decision not to vlog about Basketball Wives, but I have been drawn in by this last episode, and as you can see, I am wearing a tallit, and I'm rubbing on the zit for strength because I want to do a good vlog without my emotions and my choice of words taking over. So I'm hoping that with my tallit and my zit seats, I will be successful. Having said that, let's just jump right into the business. Tammie gives me gas. She gives me gas. She gives me heartburn. She makes every lower extremity in my body ache and wail. And I have tried to not comment on the but this last episode with the whole Evelyn and Jennifer and Tammie jumping in, I just can't take it. Shawnee has really, I mean, it's so funny to me. It's only when you read that different sponsors have been pulling out of Basketball Wives, as well as Evelyn's new show with Ocho Cinco de Nero, whatever his name is, that you see her trying to play somewhat the devil's advocate. Well, not devil's advocate, but just kind of like the peacemaker in this situation, which I think was just absolutely crazy, because it's called Basketball Wives. However, you see the drama with four, and then she's sitting over there just being like this mediator type of, I want everybody to get along so I can keep my pockets fat type of person. So I really have no respect for her. And yes, Shawnee, when we look at you as a hot ghetto ass mess. We do, because you have so much potential. From my understanding, you're an attorney, and you sit here and you co-sign garbage like this and makes that just basically profits off of the ignorance of ignorant black women. I mean, I hate to say that it makes all black women look a certain way, but it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys in your own separate categories of just being ignorant asses, and so the world can kind of be a better place for everyone. But my main focus and sense of grief is really about Tammie. I used to like Tammie, not because I like Tammie because of Tammie's story. See, I remember Tammie when she was on Real World having abortions and shit, and sitting around there looking crazy, trying to figure out how she was gonna get from pillar to post and do all that she needed to do. So I feel like I kind of know Tammie because her life wasn't as cookie cutter as most of our lives have not. But she has really shown just a different side of her, and I shouldn't say that because that's probably it is who she is. But what she's shown is she's shown that she has not grown through her adversities. She has not grown as a woman. She has not grown as a mother. She has not grown as a human being. She has not grown. She's actually become, if I can say it, a waste of fucking space. Oh, let me rub my zitsies. I'm sorry. Oh. And the reason I say that is because earlier seasons, we see Tammie talking to her counselor, talking about how she was raped twice, how she was in an abusive relationship, how she has all this anger pent up inside, and how she knows that's the place where a lot of her problems come from. And then instead of her taking that all of that stuff, all of that mess and gook and pain and hurt, and taking it to help somebody, this bitch in Tahiti, a place I would love to go, but she in Tahiti trying to be a chick, trying to fight a chick who clearly was terrified of her, who clearly is like Barack Obama, who in her older years has identified more with her blackness than she did in her adolescent years. I mean, let's be honest. Keisha is black by DNA, but not black by upbringing. Her life, she doesn't have this hardcore gangster life. I mean, she was the black kid in the neighborhood, the black kid in the town. She was it. So her surroundings have basically molded Keisha to be Keisha. Keisha is biracial, but she identifies herself as being a black woman, and it's unfortunate to where you have people who are like Keisha who feel that she's not black enough because black people have made her feel like she's not black enough, and she can't ever be white enough because she's black. So I feel for her. But to have this bully in Tammie, you are a bully, and I can't stand bullies, period. But to have this bully basically traumatize this girl, take her purse, make her ask for her shit. There comes a time where you put aside the niceness, and you just grab a bottle and beat a bitch in her head with a fucking bottle. Period, point blank. I'm trying. I'm so trying. But that's what it comes down to. It comes down to a person standing their ground. And now that you let this Rottweiler, or like Funky Dineva say, this Rottweiler, you let this Rottweiler out, and she's barked so to where she's seen that she basically invokes fear in you. She's not gonna stop because she herself is a coward. Instead of Tammie taking her platform of abuse, her platform of assault, her platform of hurt to help another woman out, she's basically sitting on it, thinking that somehow it's gonna help it's gonna help mankind and the greater good if she continues on. I just don't understand. I'm a firm believer of, if you can't talk about it, then you're not over it. In her particular case, she talks about it, but it has more of a hold on her than she does on it. I have no idea. I would say 85% of black women have some type of traumatic story, whether they were molested, whether they have been raped, whether they have been assaulted in some way, shape, or form, whether they have been physically, mentally, emotionally abused. We have some type of story. Not saying other women do not, but I've only been black, so or African American for those who have a problem with the word black, but I've only been me. And growing up in this skin, growing up in this country, in this climate, it's amazing to me how we as individuals who have gone through traumatic experiences don't use those experiences to catapult the next person, to evoke feelings of healing in the next person, but we want to sit up here and sit on it. And for Tammie to say that she and Royce may not be friends, are you serious? Are you serious? I feel like a friend is a person who can say what they need to say to an individual, but understand that we might not agree, understand that we might not that we might not walk away from it feeling that everything has been ironed out. But a friendship, there's a respect level there, and when someone crosses that respect level and finds it unnatural or unladylike to come back and say, hey, I'm not gonna apologize for what I said because I meant what I said, but my delivery was wrong. How I said what I said was wrong. If you have a problem with that, then you full of bitch assness, and you was never a friend to begin with. So the same thing with Tammie. If Tammie can't come back and say to Royce, hey Royce, I felt like at the time I was right, which she was not. But if you can't say, okay, we don't agree to disagree, and but you still my girl, for her to go to the group and say, hey, my friendship with Royce may be over because I don't appreciate what she did, I don't understand these women. I truly just don't understand them. I mean, Tammie gives me heartburn. She really does. She gives me a pain in my chest and a numbness in my arm, like I'm about to have an attack, because I just don't understand women like you. And to be honest with you, there are more women like you in the world than they are like me. I mean, I am not perfect by no means. I have not done everything right, but I'm always honest with myself. And if you ask me about anything about me, I'll tell you about me. These women on TV are cowards, and they full of shit. So again, like I said, I have tried not to comment on the foolishness of basketball wives, but it drew me in. This particular episode has drawn me in, and I have not been able to shake this feeling, this grieving that I have, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm grieving because I feel sorry for Tammie because she still hasn't found herself. She hasn't gotten her life right. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to the reunion. I want to see what goes down. I want to see what is said. I want to see what apologies are being made. And I want to see how many of these women actually try to get it right with one another. Because if you're friends with somebody and it means anything, it's worth getting it right. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Thank you guys for listening to my opinion, and you know, hopefully I can keep this going.